Welcome to Liberty Today. We have a great lineup of guests on today's show. Dr. Pat Castle says abortion is not just a women's issue. Lynn Hicks DeSanto talks about entrepreneurial risk, and Sam Kephart talks about Twinkies and the fiscal cliff. Also, Gordon and Ed are back with a brand new review of the news. All this and much more as Liberty Today is on the air.
Dr. Pat Castle is one of the leaders in the pro-life movement. And Pat, as we talk about this issue of protecting the unborn and helping women,
right,
some people would say it's a woman's issue, men should butt out.
It's everybody's issue,
yes,
including men. I mean, men are called by God to be leaders, providers, and protectors. And men absolutely not only should they be involved, we need them to be involved. And when you really break it down, there's all kinds of perspective we can, as we talked about before this segment. One being half those babies are guys, are boys. 100% of those babies have fathers.
Yes.
But 40% of those babies are being born into families without a father. So men, it's time to step up and be men, to be leaders, providers, protectors.
Would you say that perhaps the life movement has suffered because men have not been engaged?
Absolutely.
Absentee fathers?
Absolutely.
Sperm donors, if you will?
Right. And it's time for us to take that holy role that God has called us to be committed, to be faithful, to be strong.
Yes, you know, one of the roles that you identified was that of protector.
Yes.
Men, where are you? When in South Dakota, statistically, we see that 4,000 women will be damaged forever in the year 2013.
And guess
by
what,
abortion.
Gordon? In a lot of those cases, men drove them to the abortion mill.
Yes, or coerced them.
Correct.
And sent them.
Yep. What's the stat? Somewhere around 60% of abortions are coerced, was the stat I saw.
Yes, so who's
doing the
coercing them?
Right.
I would suggest that it's time for men to take a different role.
That's right.
You'd agree with that,
and to
I know.
protect their children and protect their girlfriends, their wives,
yes,
their aunts, to reach out. I mean, we've got this political correctness right now and this moral relativism that is freezing the influencers. And the frontline influencer would be the man to the woman, let alone
Yes.
the parents and the grandparents that are also influencers, the fathers, the grandfathers that are also being frozen by this political correctness.
Yes, we hear stories, Pat, about women who have had an abortion when the father is adamantly opposed to it.
Yeah, that's the other sad side of the story. So one, we talked about how they're not there or they're driving them, but the other side of it are the men that either didn't know that they had a child or wanted that child and never had an opportunity to fight for the child or
Had
be
to
a father to the
stand
child.
by
While
while
their child
someone else
slaughtered.
killed it.
That's right. And
Amazing.
So you take these two sides, and I think it's done some serious damage, obviously, to the family, without a doubt, when you look at the trends and stats. But at the end of the day, let's suffice it to say this. It's time for men to be men.
Yes,
Time
and
to stand up.
you're not making any apology for your gender, are you?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
we have a
for-
role. We have
yes.
a role. And women are counting on us.
Yes.
Right now, I hope there's women out there that are cheering us on, saying, absolutely, where's our knight in shining armor?
Do you know the reason that most women have an abortion is they felt they had no other, quote, choice. Men, it's time for you to step up
And help give them a choice.
give them a choice.
That's right. And help support them.
Given the choice, most women would choose life.
That's right. You know, Gordon and I, we talked earlier about how when they interviewed the post-abortive mothers, and they said that the world was saying, you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, you don't have to do it. And they said, if just one person said, you can do this, why not it be that boyfriend or the father or the husband or the grandfather to reach out and be that one person to say, you can do this, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you.
We'll pull out the stops and do whatever it takes
That's right.
to see you through and to deliver this precious little life.
Amen. There's
Into
nothing
this
more
world.
manly than to help bring life into the world.
That's right.
And there's nothing less manly than to end it and to prevent it when it
Yes.
was their responsibility.
And God doesn't smile on the taking of innocent life.
No, sir.
Men, God will enable you to stand up and be men and support the woman that's in this crisis pregnancy, to support and be the protector.
That's right. Amen.
Well, Pat, it's always a pleasure to be
Likewise.
on camera or off camera
With Flash
you.
and Gordon.
Yes, sir. And we are dedicated to preserving and protecting life and the dignity of women. And yeah, we're men, but we're not apologizing for it. Stay tuned.